Hi there. I'm jumping on today to show you some props that you can use to help your spine when you're doing your roll up or doing any sort of exercise that has you coming down from a lying down position to come upward, or anything lying down where you're feeling tight, restricted, you're not feeling mobile. I want to help mobilize you. So stick around so you can learn these props and what to do with them. All right? Okay, so these are the props that I use with many of my clients, and I think maybe I'll do a video later with my husband and I'll show you what I do for him, because he has a really sort of low back arch that's sort of a little bit exaggerated. So he has a hard time when he's lying down on his back. He feels a lot of strain in his low back. So if you're somebody who has that same problem, so let's lie down on our back. Okay, so I have a full circle sort of foam, and I have a dome. So if you're someone that when you lie down on your back and you're trying to find your neutral pelvis, you always want to try to find neutral first. And if you have any questions on how to do that, you can hit that video up there. You want to watch that first before you do this one, because I show you how to do everything with a towel. Maybe that will be helpful for you. But sometimes with a towel, that towel can get flat and it can move around a lot and it can get annoying. So I find that the props work wonderfully. So if you find your neutral pelvis and you have like sort of this sort of exaggerated low back arch that you just can't sort of get your ribs and your shoulders down. So sometimes when that arch is too much, it can be hard to get the ribs and the shoulders down. So either one or the other is being sacrificed, okay? And then your head might be way back here. So what you want to do is maybe plug it up a little bit. So if you place this right underneath, so right by your tailbone, and see if that helps you find your neutral. And then you have sort of just something to palpate against. And you can find your abs better. It's really cool. So something like this, adding a prop like this, is going to help you build your ab muscles, build your deep muscles, so that maybe one day you'll be able to take it away. And when you can build that strength, when you get stronger, that's how you build flexibility. So it's sort of opposite than what we normally think. We think that we can just sort of push into stretches and get more flexible, but really we need to get stronger in order to get more flexible. So these props will help. So when you prop up your spine like this, the upper part of your spine is sort of going to have to follow. So quite often what's going to happen is probably your head's going to go back a little bit, and this is not a good pillow to show, but you'll want to place a little pad, like that's where I would fold up a towel and sort of place it underneath your head so that you can line up everything. Because you're probably going to be straining in your neck once you plug your low back, okay? This is also good for people that have flat back. If you have no mobility through that low back, this will help you create a curve in your low back, okay? So just try this now. If you have something plugged in there, you'll notice that when you come up, you now have this to help support you on the way up. So it's going to be fun to do the roll-ups versus struggle and strain and hating it, right? And even in other exercises where you're going into tabletop, maybe before when you went into tabletop, your low back was arching so much you felt just strain in your low back. Here you have something to pull against, and you can do sort of all your work with support. So it's coming from this space of loving it and building strength versus agonizing and strain and feeling like you're just hurting things, okay? You can also take this and place it a little bit more onto your upper back. So if you're someone who's like flexed forward, you have a rounded posture, it could be good if you're okay in that low back, but maybe the upper mid back needs some help. You can kind of place it right maybe in your mid ribs. And then what that does is it opens up this area. So you can find neutral here, and then wow, now you can get your shoulders to open up. It can feel really relaxing and good. You'll notice when you have it in the right spot, because your body will just relax into the position. Quite often, many of us are straining ourselves to find neutral before we even move. So if you're starting in a strained position, you can guarantee you're going to move in a strained movement pattern. And that's going to just create movement patterns that are going to create more strain in your body. Okay, so we want to start strain-free. All right, and then this will help kind of this part of rather than you might be used to kind of coming up rounded forward like this, now you can sort of stay open as you do your lifting, and you can then work the proper arm work and shoulder work, okay? Another way to do that is if you have more of a rounded position, especially men who are built on the upper body and rounded, like this is something I would use on my husband, is putting it into your, lining up with your spine and putting it in like along your ribs, and then you lie down over that. Now for this, you can guarantee you're gonna need a pillow. This may not even be enough of a pillow, but you're gonna want to raise your head so that you can align and you're not straining your neck. But here, oh my gosh, it feels so good to lie on this and just open the chest. I mean, there may be some of you who have never fully experienced the openness of what you can feel. And when you put this prop here and you have it, and then you work your arm circles and your arm work and your flexion from there, you're then getting mobility rather than straining and trying to do those moves. You can do them from, you know, such an open, aligned place. I will put these props, the links to these props, in the description below. I think they were like $9, $10 each, something like that. But they're really good because the shape is just a little different than a rolled up towel. And I know I put that rolled up towel in my last workout because I want you to see that you can do these with props at home. But having these types of props is really super helpful. And they won't go to waste because you'll find that you're loving them and that the exercises actually feel good. And then eventually you can practice taking it away and using without the prop and see how you feel. Because eventually we're trying to get you to a place where you can hold the alignment without the prop, because I want you sitting and standing and walking in proper posture. So the time on the mat is practicing that posture, working into it. So hopefully these props will help you build the right muscles so that you can connect and create proper movement patterns so that your everyday movement becomes more fluid and injury-free and preventative of injury and all that wonderful stuff. So hope it's helpful. Please use the comments below if you have any questions. And again, I will put the links to these below for you as well. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time at Balance to the Core. Bye.